Assume that you're the fool. Assume that you're the fool if you do not yet have the results that you want. I really want you to notice this. This little aspect when it comes to how much we can deceive ourselves in very dangerous ways. Right now, if you do not have the results that you want, you are likely deceiving yourself with how much work you need to put in, with what you need to be focusing on. With what kind of attitude that you need to embody, what kind of skills you need to build, whatever it is. You could be doing the right thing. It goes along the lines of another idea where it's like, how can you know that you're doing enough if you do not yet have the result that you want? How can you know? You don't have the result you want. This is in my episode where it comes around underestimation. My episode about, I think it's titled Underestimation. Where I really go into depth on how much we really underestimate the amount of work we have to put in to really create the results that we want. And one of the biggest self-deceptions and traps that we can fall into is making the assumption that it's just going to work out. It's just going to work out. Never assume that. And a good assumption to make, by the way, is if you don't have the results you want, then you're probably still a fool. There's probably something you're not doing correctly. Some stupid habit that's still messing you up. Some habit that you haven't implemented yet that you should be doing right now. You know, there's that saying where people that have gotten the success that they want, they could say, I could start from zero and I can, get back up to where I am within a year. Yeah, it makes sense. Because they know what they need to be doing. They know what they need to be focusing on. They know what routines they got to do. They know what works for them, what time they got to wake up, when they got to work out, what they have to eat, what habits and what specific activities they have to do, what techniques. They already know. But because you don't have the results that you want, how can you know that you're doing the right thing? This is, of course, why it is so powerful to pay someone that has the results that you want, for them to walk you through step by step and even spoon feed you to know about getting the result that you want. I think this is massively underestimated, and this is why a lot of people don't understand the value of coaching. I wanted to be a coach before I even understood the value of coaching. Ironically enough. Or at least understood the value of coaching to the level that I understand it now, to be more specific. It's very interesting where this is an OP, an overpowered technique, where you just find the people that have the results that you want and then pay them to show you step by step how to become that individual. And they'll walk, and if they're a good teacher, they'll walk you through all the caveats, and they'll walk you through all the pitfalls, and they'll educate you on the traps that you need to avoid, saving you thousands of hours of time. So right now, this is a very good moment of reflection if you think you're on a high horse right now where you think you're better than other people. This is a huge trap. If you think you're better than other people while you don't have the results, while you don't have better results than these people. This is definitely a trap I've found myself falling into. And this is why, for example, a lot of high-performing people will be like, well, what are your results? Because really, results are the only benchmark that we can really measure you up against. It's really the only ruler we have. And it's a damn good ruler. Because very few people create results. Have you noticed that? It takes a whole different level of commitment of individual to be one that creates results consistently and someone that creates results at a high level. So if you don't have the results that you're after, you're still a fool. And that's actually a very empowering place to be, funny enough. Because when you're a fool, you can give yourself permission to be a fool, right? If you can identify as the fool, then you can give yourself permission to mess around and make mistakes. And that's exactly what the fuck you need to get to the success to get to where you want to go. You're going to need to make so many fucking mistakes. And maybe a lot of them will make you look like an absolute fool. But you have to first have the courage to be a fool before you can be a master. And you definitely have to be the courage to be a fool before you can be their savior. You probably heard that. So, this identity of the fool is not something to shy away from. It's just really correcting your perception of where you're at. You know, really not having a chip on your shoulder. You're not really shooting yourself in the foot, because when we are in a mind state where we think where we don't believe that we are a fool, because I do talk about where like it is important to think that you're better than other people in the means of like productivity and being like one that creates results. But I didn't say that I don't at the same time believe that I'm also a fool. This actually becomes a mental safety net if you really think about it. Because how intimidating it is to set out to achieve this goal and, you know, say I'm going to do this, and then like you fail. It's like, well, yeah, it's like, you know, I'm still a fool. You know, and I think, you know, once you really achieve your highest goal, then you're going to find a higher one. And then you're going to be a fool again. So really, get comfortable being a fool, because you're always going to chase one new result after another. And I guess that's what people call humbleness. Being humble. Because realizing that we are all fools at some point. And it is actually unwise to not want to be the fool, because the fool is the place of learning. The fool is the place of growth. And if you don't have the results, that you want, then you're still a fool right now. And that's all right. That just means you're a learner. You're a white belt. You're an intermediate. You're a beginner. You're not the master yet. Don't think you're the expert before you get the results that you want. Because then you'll just believe that you're an expert while being apathetic and not striving. You need that feeling that you're a fool to really put that pressure on you to be serious. It's like, yeah, shit. Like, I ain't shit right now. And that's why I gotta 10x my efforts so I can actually get something done. So, try that one on. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.